What's going on, my lovely people? So, this is simply falling in love with yourself, how to really get in the space, in the spirit, in the joy, in the abundance, in the love, you being able to appreciate your attributes and characteristics, what God has naturally given you. Because, for the most part, if you're anything like me, life shouldn't be hard for you to connect with, and you be able to connect with your own feelings, and you being able to just appreciate the circle of life, appreciate what God has given you, in terms of problems, in terms of your own personal solutions of how you go forward, how you experience your subjectivity, how you experience your objectivity. What are your challenges? Are you balanced in certain areas of your life, or are you imbalanced, or are you experiencing a opposite type of energy in your life? Whatever you're experiencing in life, it's just part of the experience that we all signed up with. And sometimes our environment and the things that we've seen growing up and absorbed can dictate how we experience ourselves via us trying to experience somebody else, because somebody else's reality, or somebody else's anthropomorphization of what you should join up with, or as far as what you should make a part in your life, as far as a way of expressing, a way of seeing, a way of feeling about something, just based on that being the external narrative and things like that. So when we do that, we get away and create distance between who we really are at our at our core. Not as far as like a negative habit pattern, but as far as you just being able to get into that love and value and appreciation about what is your life about personally. Because love is the energy, and universally known, love is gentle, love is kind, love does not seek its own. And when you're able to just not seek the external world, because one of the beliefs that is very powerful to create in your life is you running a subconscious script that says, I love myself. It doesn't matter what the world around me does or says or whatever, because it's not about the external world. It's about you being able to maintain that energy inside of you. And when you create that love for yourself inside of you, you're going to start to see how that's going to attract you situations, people, places, and things outside of you. But that's not what you're doing it for. You're doing it for so you can create the environment in yourself to start expressing thoughts and feelings that are healthy, that are coming from a space where you are actually somebody who loves and appreciates himself. Because if you do that, you should actually walk different. You should actually feel different. Everything about you should just be different, because the space that your psychological state, which comes from your spiritual state, is influencing your biological state as far as a neurological reaction, as far as your body language, the way you express yourself, as far as just how you move, and just what makes you you. What makes you about you. There's all these different tests to find that out and things like that, and that's great. So the point is to really just start to love your own attributes and characteristics, and not get lost in what other people gotta give you, what other people gotta provide for you. Because like I said, we might start to view these things as being more important as far as the things outside of us that is in our environment, that is in our personified as far as the characteristics and attributes. Like, let's say your sense of individuality externally, your sense of feeling internally, what you should love, value, and appreciate, or even what environment, what type of friends for you are right for you, what you're trying to create. Because you might be a high octane person, but based on bringing in certain energies from outside of your monad to your internal monad, your internal realm, you're going to experience certain things, because you're not living in balance, you're not living in your code, you're not living in the truth, you know what I'm saying, as far as the energies that you're supposed to experience in your house. Because when you do that, then you're going to be able to shine in those areas, because that's just what you're meant to do anyway. So there's no point in running away from the problems. You're meant to, like the Bible says, my mansion is made of many houses and shit like that. So you gotta go inside of yourself and be able to retrieve Ouroboros number 8, going through death, Pluto, you know what I'm saying? Emotional transformation, that's what they call the Phoenix, one of the 4 fixed stars, and things like that. And so when you attribute these characteristics, you start to create let's just say, a spaceship or a mind that can withstand the external travel of everything going on around it. Because let's say your mind is an asteroid and you're going through places and shit like that. Because is there a rock that's gonna fuck up your asteroid and shit like that? Thoughts and feelings is kind of the same thing. So when you build a strong mind, that's gonna be like a tiny universe with faculties in it that is reflected if you would to study the Kabbalah or the esoteric system. Oh man, I always like to get into occult shit, but but yeah, you just gotta basically love yourself. This is just like an extra, because this is for the adeptus. This is for the person who is really into understanding these type of energies and things like that. So, real shit. That's why even loving yourself is an important characteristic. But that's like one of them, right? Bravery. Well, I don't know about bravery. Well, it's not about good or bad, right? It's about what are you brave about? You know, you might be brave about fucking driving, you might be brave about knitting, you might be brave about a lot of things, but that comes from an attribute and characteristic. And when you run that back, really, it's not even really that, it's really just a wider thing, because everything we do in the third dimension is just a reflection of what we do with our mentalities and shit like that. And that's where alchemy comes in. That's where creating your own type of mind comes in. You being able to create a distinct individuality, you being able to create this distinct universe, this body that brings about your reality and how it's supposed to be, not somebody else's ordinances, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how we be fucking ourselves and shit like that, because we experience things from our own relative position. The moment we try to do things according to other people's ways, other people temperaments, other people modalities, other people systems and shit like that, might not be it for us, you know what I'm saying? So you might have like a religious person telling you, okay, you gotta do things this way, you gotta pray this way, you gotta think, feel this way about the world around you. That might not be compatible with you. So you gotta get into understanding then also what is the things inside of me that are causing me or preventing me from being myself and loving myself, and then you gotta remove those, because really you are so effortless and easy, you are so wonderfully made and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You should believe in that shit, because you should believe that you are the best thing since sliced bread. You should believe you're wonderful. You should believe you're amazing. You should feel like you are in love with yourself, intoxicated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no better mother around you in the block, man. You should definitely feel that, because at the end of the day, it's your thoughts and feelings. You might as well just house ones that are good for you. Like, imagine if you tunnel visioned with your mind and only saw that's what's good for you, dog. That'd be an interesting travel. Now, would it, huh? But people are too busy not liking themselves. People are too busy hating themselves, and that doesn't produce anyone no good. Imagine just start carrying that feeling around you everywhere. Because wouldn't you rather do meditation than fucking sitting there and feeling bad? You know what I'm saying? Because when you do either one of those, you carry that energy of that space with you everywhere you go. So when you don't be doing good things throughout the day, that should come out with you. So if you're a whore, that energy come out with you. Oh, well, now there's nothing wrong with that. If you're a coffee drinker, the energy will come out with you. You know what I'm saying? All that type of shit. So we be carrying those energies, but as far as the the virtues and the principles that you experience from your own relative point of view, your own position, may differ from other people's and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's when it comes to really understanding your role, and that, you know, you're not really, you know what I'm saying, you're just a cell, dog. Yeah, you got a bunch of cells inside of you, but imagine how much cells is in the human body. And in the Matrix, they already showed people like, okay, yo, look, you can use the human body as the ultimate charge, yo. Once we fuck up the world, yo, real shit. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So they're basically just talking about how your body produces electricity. You already imagine how much electricity is the being we're in, or the chakra we're in, is producing and sending out into the universe as far as a spirit call. You know what I'm saying? It creates like a Dragon Ball, all these planets and shit. So they be doing all summit. Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh my goodness. See where I went? It's because it's coffee right here. It's because of this coffee right here. Real talk. Yeah. So once you remove those dams of energy, you're gonna be able to find yourself much more easily and love yourself, easily productive with yourself, easily you know what I'm saying, attractive. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in your space, and when you're in space, when you're at your keep, you know, you gotta defend your keep. You know what I'm saying? So you have to build mental weaponry and shit like that for the world. You know what I'm saying? To fight the world with shit like that. You know, however you want to imagine it, and you be putting energy work. Because all those animes people see, Bleach, whatever, all those are real. But we be creating those mental forms and shit like that. So we're talking about Zeus, we're talking about Odin, we're talking about Ra, Horus, Shiva, whatever, Quetzalcoatl, Allah, Jesus, man, put them all together, man, I don't care. It's all a mental form, okay? That it's a feeling that you can maintain, because the Bible says, like, you gotta have it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a royal heir, you're a priest, so you're able to create this space for yourself, whether the fuck you like it or not. Nobody really got excuses. People just got like mind programming provided to you by your local shadow government. That's it. That's right. Yeah. Man, I said so many times, right? But yeah, that's it, man. See y'all in the next video. Real shit.